and then getting ready for some football this weekend. I mean, it is a great sports week. No matter what you think right now regarding the Colts. Yeah, coming off of yesterday, it was great that the Raiders decided to do what they did on the road with the Jets. But then you watch Tennessee, if anybody did watch Tennessee yesterday, and you watch Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill work over Jacksonville, you're thinking, man, it's going to be a hell of a lot tougher than what maybe you originally thought with that matchup coming up this weekend. By the way, Bullseye Event Center, bullseyeeventgroup.com, Colts VIP tailgate passes I got for you today. And for the rest of the week, remember, we're in here today and here tomorrow. I'm in Broad Ripple for Thanksgiving, which should be outstanding, coming up on Wednesday. That is Brothers Bar and Grill. Got the JMV Sucks Holiday T-shirts to give away, too, for those that donate to this, and I'll explain it all to you a little bit later on. But we got little time to work with and a lot to get to. But, yeah, Tennessee, I mean, really stepping on the proverbial neck of the Jaguars yesterday. The Raiders taking a hit. I mean, if the Bengals could have come correct, I mean, hell, that could have been the best day the Colts have had without playing, at least recently, coming off that Thursday nighter. Then you get the news this morning, because Rappaport had it, that Eric Ebron was going to be put on IR. He was put on IR, effectively ending his season. I'll be completely honest with you. It took me by surprise, and here's why. Because, I mean, he hadn't missed practice, I think, once maybe, and he hadn't missed anything, and he looked fine after the game. It does make you wonder. It does make you wonder. A couple of weeks ago, unhappy with the way that he was being utilized. A lot of people pointed the finger at his lack of blocking on Thursday. It was weird, because I watched the post-game, and the post-game interview, I mean, he was really short, didn't want to talk to anybody, but he was there. No mention of ankles. And I just kind of wondering aloud, right, what might be taking place. And I'm assuming these ankles certainly are worthy of, both in this case, of surgery, but it kind of makes you wonder the timing, which was really weird. And I'm sure we don't see a lot. I'm sure we don't know a lot. But it caught me by surprise. It really did. As he's going into a season, a free agency year, trying to make some money. Things hadn't gone as planned. I'll be honest with you, I still think he is good. And for those of you that are saying, well, you know what, they're fine without him because he can't catch anything. Listen, Rick Ventura and I will talk about this coming up at about 4:30. A team's game plan for him. They did last year, and they were this year as well. And this team is absolutely without a level of playmaking talent to where you do have one guy, when he does clutch it, is worthy of being a playmaker. You take that away, I don't care who you are, that's going to affect you. It's going to have something to do with it. So that part is bumming. So listen, with all due respect to Mo Alley Cox, I mean, Jack Doyle's a guy, and you can see Jack Doyle is the security blanket for Jacoby Brissett. He's like that 12-yard security blanket, and probably more times than not, you'll find Jacoby looking at him. So Jack Doyle is out there, and Jack Doyle provides what he does, but all of a sudden you expect the Mo Alley Cox presence or the Ross Travis presence to be something other teams are going to say, well, hold on a minute. So it's going to be difficult. It is not the best situation ever. And now you've got, must-wins? Colts have to win all but one here. I think they can drop one. I still say Houston's going to end up losing a couple. And the Colts got to win them all but one. The Colts find themselves in a similar situation as we found them in a year ago. Remember some dicey situations down the stretch a year ago. Dallas, they handled Dallas. I can't remember. Why did that Dallas game go? Am I mixing up things? I know that the Giants game came down to a late stop. And these are all games they had to win down the stretch a year ago. Just popped into my mind the Dallas game. Did they handle Dallas? Is that the way to describe it a year ago? Handling Dallas?
Yeah.
Because they didn't to Giants. I just remember Evan Ingram was going absolutely badass crazy over him last year.
They took
for
care
the Giants
of last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, taking care of the Cowboys. And essentially that's what you got to do here. And it starts with Tennessee coming up on Sunday. And Tennessee, all of a sudden, looks like they've caught a little bit of fire, a little bit. So we'll see. And we'll say this about Ryan Tannehill. I mean, Ryan Tannehill's been pretty bad enough to be jettisoned from Miami, bad enough to be the backup to Marcus Mariota in Tennessee, but good enough now to take over that gig, and good enough in the past to have Miami hanging around. That's that. But things went okay for the Colts yesterday. Okay. It was good to see the Raiders lose from a Colts fan standpoint. It'd have been better off to see Pittsburgh lose. However, they didn't, even when they benched their quarterback, Mason Rudolph, for poor play. I mean, this is the Bengals, too. The Bengals aren't going to beat anybody this year. But I do want to get your thoughts. And then the Ebron news was, I think, somewhat surprising to a lot of folks this morning. Yeah, near shutouts. Was it Dallas a near shutout a year ago? Handled. See, I'm glad I was going to use handled. This was a Giants game that was the nail biter. I think it was a Dallas game. Everybody felt really good about the defense last year.
Yeah, they won 23-0. They shut them out.
They did. Well done. Well done out of me. Good recollection right there. That's good. The Giants game they had to battle. Evan Ingram was the guy there. But, yeah, Colts got must-win situations coming up. This Tennessee game is going to be a really interesting one, to say the least, too, compared to that second week of the season Tennessee game you had of a year ago. If you guys want to discuss anything, we can. Remember, we got a short week. We've got to hustle in and everybody out at 239-1070. Email address JMV at 1070thefan.com. If you guys are out and about, hopefully you got an entire week off. I know a lot of high schools, a lot of school districts do. It's weird for me. Man, Wednesday night was one of my favorites back in the day. Wednesday night, high school basketball game. Oh, that was one of my favorites. Anybody else have any Wednesday nighters anymore? I love the Wednesday nighter basketball game. I mean, hell, a lot of basketball teams aren't starting until, after this weekend, I think? The Wednesday nighter before Thanksgiving was awesome back in the day. Yeah, it really was. We'll talk, I mentioned, too, all across the schedule. You got college football. You got the high school. The 6A matchup, you got to give a lot. Hey, listen, I know I'm from down there, and I hear a lot about them, but job well done out of Eric Moore with Center Grove. They started out 0-3. Much was made of their demise, and they got up off the mat, and they're playing for a title coming up this weekend. These games are going to be outstanding. Really are. Yeah, of course, we always talk Bob Love. We'll talk about that later on this week, too. Not so good. A quick shout-out to Rodney. Rodney last week said, hold on a minute before you start talking about taking this wager on a one-score game. Hey, listen, the one thing that we do, we own it. I mean, I did. I got the Colts Texans things right, but I said it was going to be a one-score game. And I guess for IU fans, what was so overwhelmingly disappointing about the game on Saturday is – They kind of bailed on it late, didn't they? They kind of bailed on it late. And then you go back to thinking, well, this is just kind of your same old IU football team. It is always better if you're bowl eligible. It just is. And I'm glad that you're having the conversation. But, man, that second half was a bummer. You can kind of see it building, though. Like, IU gets the ball, goes directly down the field and scores. And you're feeling good. What a great drive against that Michigan defense that had been so good. And then Michigan does the same damn thing. I mean, it's right down the field. Just shredded IU's defense. Hell, most of the time this year, IU's defense has been the issue, if not all the time this year. Now, they weren't stopping Michigan for nothing on Saturday. So Rodney Llewellyn, who said, hold on a minute, Michigan's playing a lot better. I don't know about this one-score game type of stuff, was absolutely right. So, yeah, had to eat that one a little bit. But this weekend with the rivalry game should be fantastic. We'll talk about that. The bucket game coming up on Saturday. We can hit that if you like it, 239-1070. I haven't come up with a Connecticut Water question of the day just yet. Kind of weird coming off of a non-Colts Sunday here. Get a lot of time to soak in what transpired yesterday. You know, I don't get the Sunday ticket because normally I'm at the game. Pre-game, then at the game, so I don't get the Sunday ticket. So I was at the mercy of the Bears and the Giants and the Panthers and the Saints yesterday. At least the Panthers and the Saints, I mean, it got you all fired up. The ending kind of went as what you thought, but it got you all fired up there for a moment. And then watch Dallas and New England. Hey, listen, the last thing I want to do is sit here. I understand that they're good. They've always been good. They're led by the greatest of all time, and that is great. I know that they can play in any set of circumstances. They can be a high-scoring team. They can be a low-scoring team, whatever. It all works. I mean, it is amazing how it does work. Guy gets to be a point where he needs to be paid. They don't want to pay him then. I'm talking about Jamie Collins here. He goes to Cleveland, disappears for about 3 years, and then comes back and was as effective now as he was the years prior in New England before disappearing in Cleveland. It's amazing. It is amazing. They do have one. Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore might be the baddest defensive dude in the NFL that we never talk about. I mean, we talk about Bosa's and we talk about Khalil Mack. We talk about the guys up front. That guy is like a blanket of, you're going to throw it over here and you got no damn chance. He suffocated Amari Cooper yesterday. I mean, suffocated him. We should probably give this guy a lot more credit. We never talk about him, though, and I know we rarely talk about Patriots guys, with reason, I guess. But when you're talking about defensive difference makers in the NFL, it was, what I just mentioned. You're talking about the Bosa brothers. You're talking about, Khalil Mack. And Stephon Gilmore is, like mentioned, midway through. At some point, maybe no wonder he gets paid so much money. That's one dude they're probably not going to let go. I guess whenever they find out that he's ineffective, they'll let him go. They seem to be right on the money with all that. And the one dude that has not had to go through that has been the quarterback because he remains effective. That weather was ridiculous yesterday. That weather was kind of like what it was around here in the morning. Or for some of you tailgating, I got to give it up, though. And I know that everybody was embarrassed and everybody talked about how the IU game and nobody showed up, and I can't believe this. That day was terrible. That day was awful. I mean, leading up to it, I saw pictures of outside of Memorial Stadium, and I'm thinking, what are you guys doing? More power to you. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Cleared off. I know that. I shouldn't say cleared off. It stopped raining. And then you saw that act yesterday in New England. Incredible. Two teams that I have questioned so far this year about how good they can be, how good they will be, has been San Francisco and Buffalo. Is it time for me to start shutting up? Clearly, the Niners were loaded. The Niners had lost late to Seattle 2 weeks ago, then barely survived Arizona, right? That's how it went, I think. Barely survived the Cardinals. And I thought, man, if you ever want to go with the Packers, and shout out to Brent Halverson, who always goes with the Packers. But if you wanted to go with the Packers, this was going to be the time. To roll in there. D Ford setting it out. Well, I'll tell you what, the 49ers look absurdly real. So I got to start giving them a lot of love. And the other team I got to start giving love, I swear to you, every week I say, nope, this is fake. I think the Bills are fake. And then they just keep on winning. This is an 8-win team right now. 8 wins. 8-3. So I guess I'm going to have to start giving credit where credit is due. I know people would argue their strength of schedule or whatever, but hell, what is their point differential? Around plus 58 or something? They have a really good defense. Quarterback that's getting acclimated. Frank Stinkin' Gore is going to play absolutely forever. Forever. The Bills are 8-3. So, quick shout to two teams that I need to start jumping on the bandwagon of believability, San Fran and Buffalo. I probably didn't have as good a reason, I think, not to ride with the Niners, who are now 10-1 in the season, than I did Buffalo. But Buffalo, I guess, equally believable. I know it was just Denver. But, I mean, we saw Denver come in here. We saw Denver come in here in a near miss. Can you imagine how things could be worse right now for this team? Had Brissett not gone 35 to T.Y. Hilton and then a horse collar later, I think where we would be right now. It is amazing. It has been amazing. So, anyway, if you guys want to talk some NFL, we can. Yeah, it's funny. You think about the Steelers. The Steelers survived yesterday against the Bengals. And Minkah Fitzpatrick probably has shaped their season to this point, once he was acquired, to put them in this situation. That 96-yarder, that was like a breaking point in their season. That felt like a breaking point. Had the Colts done that and then done that, provided a backup quarterback, had to step in and get things done. Had they won that game, that might have sung a lullaby to the Steelers. But, man, Minkah Fitzpatrick woke that thing up. All right, some things I said around, and I honestly thought about the NFL season yesterday because the Colts were not participating on a Sunday. Believability of the Bills, believability of San Fran. The likability of the Seahawks. Now, again, I know Lamar Jackson's a front runner, but yeah, Russell Wilson has had a great year, and my fantasy team would tell you that. And I would talk about it more because you guys don't care. That's why I don't do it. My fantasy team and politics. You guys don't seem to care, so I'm good with not talking about it. My fantasy team, politics, and parlays. 3 things you guys don't seem to give a big fat crap about, therefore, I don't talk about it. I like that. Just like politics shoved right in the middle there, right after my fantasy team and parlays. Hey, well, this parlay is the almost parlay. Hey, John Sherrill writes this, JMV, seriously, who is left for Jacoby to throw the ball to? That's a hell of a question right there. Or hand it to. You're going to have to ride some you're going to have to ride some backups coming up here. This is no baloney. I'm telling you, getting back to the Ebron thing, I was incredibly surprised by that. Without anything insider whatsoever, I was caught off guard from the way the dude answered questions on the post-game show on Thursday, and then being done for the season having both ankles operated on. That's weird. I wonder if there's anybody else wonder if there's anything else going on there. I wonder if anything else is going on there. I don't know, but I sure as hell wonder. That's weird. I mean, especially within the need of this team offensively. That was surprising. That one was surprising. Didn't hear too much about that on Thursday. Sean says, hey, what if the Colts would have made their kid? I tell you what, this might be the woulda, coulda, shoulda season of all time around here. It's crazy. I might have to put that in the Mount Rushmore of your parlays, politics, and my fantasy team. I mean, seriously, the woulda, coulda, shoulda could just stretch forever here. Just forever. You could write a book on it. Anybody out there planning on writing a book on this season? What the hell happened? What in the hell happened this year? Coming off a postseason in Kansas City in January, and you got all the money to spend, and you're doing this, and everybody's feeling good. Quarterback bails prior to the start of the season, 2 weeks before. Get on a bit of a run, win some. What the hell happened? What in the hell happened? It is. I mean, not even the ones in the past that have been disappointing. I mean, last year was it was a bar raiser. It was, hey, this team is going in the right direction, and it's tough to make anything of it. I mean, if they don't make the postseason, and we're going to view this as a do-over, do you blame the former quarterback and say, well, or do you not, by virtue of, the team saying, well, you got a top 20 quarterback right here, and then you're in a great position. It seemed like this team have put themselves, they have put themselves in nice positions regardless, and unfortunately let themselves down. It's been incredible. All right, quick one on the other side. We'll talk at you. We'll begin with Arthur at 239-1070. Email address is JMV at 1070thefan.com. How many of you have to hear about your colleague or your friend's parlays like once or twice every week? Anybody out there? Well, here's what I did here. I mean, listen, nobody comes up and tells you what lottery numbers they're playing or anything like that, so I don't think anybody want to hear about your parlays. Telling you, that's one thing that has been different and it has made it fun. This is without the Colts playing on Sunday. I mean, you guys in wagering, it keeps you in lockstep, doesn't it? Keeps you concentrating. Keeps you concentrating. We got that. I mentioned college football. I can work in some college hoop if you guys want it. Pacers in action versus the Grizzlies coming up later on tonight. Had to sidestep the Magic. Seems like all the time sidestepping the Magic. I mean, all the time. Got up 15. Crapped away a lead. Aaron Holiday came at you again with the game winner. You had Holiday on the miss. You had Miles on the offensive. Hey, Miles had an offensive rebound, which was weird, but led to that game winner. And then, I know I'd had to slip that in there too. And then Justin Holiday with the steal. Or they would have been beaten by a Magic team without their two best players, which wouldn't have been good. And the Grizz aren't any good later on tonight. That should be a win. We shall see. Colts Roundtable live, 5:30. Remember, too, I got to bail out of here at 5:30. So you guys need to go ahead and get in here pronto. Pacers, Memphis, 6:30. Pat Boyle in your pregame coverage. Butler and Missouri can be heard on another radio station. There you go. Rick Venturi at 4:30. Rick wants to take calls. You guys down with that today? He actually texted me and said, you know what? How about we take some calls? If you guys want to do some calls, we can. Rick Venturi coming up at about 4:30 today. And I'll tell you all about the Fansgiving, which is always one of the better days of the year for us, coming up on Wednesday in Broad Ripple, Brothers Bar and Grill. We'll do that on Wednesday and tell you about the week remaining, too. Happy holidays to you. If you're out traveling, if you're off of work, here's hoping that you're dialed in and you make us still a part of your holiday lead-up week. Quick break. We'll come back. Connecticut Water question of the day and some Bullseye Event Center passes coming at you, too. It is the best part of your game day experience. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Titans and the Colts. Get your Colts VIP tailgate passes right now. It is the absolute best. All you can eat, all you can drink. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever. 99 cents plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pod sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right, no house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins at Golden Oak Lending. Don't let money problems spoil your holidays. you can use the increased value of your home to pay off bills or get cash out.
Why pay 18% credit card interest when Golden Oak's mortgage rates are in the twos?
If it sounds complicated, it's not. Just call us. We're here in town, we do all the work, the call is free, and we'll tell you in about 10 minutes if you qualify. You have nothing to lose, and we want to talk to you.
Refinance to a low rate, get cash out, and put 2 months of house payments in your pocket. Visit GoldenOakLending.com or call 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
NMLS 114937, regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
An interesting one on Monday Night Football. The LA Rams welcoming the red-hot Baltimore Ravens out to the Coliseum. Steve Berry from the Sports Plus Network here to tell us what he likes about this one. Steve, what do we think?
Joey, this is going to be a very interesting, very exciting game tonight. Baltimore traveling to the Coliseum. They're laying 3. The total's 46.5. Baltimore coming in at 8-2 after pounding Houston last week. Rams coming in at 6-4 after beating Chicago. The Rams need the game like oxygen. And in a game like this tonight, the only way to win is with information. We have it. We will share it with everyone at no charge. Do not touch this move tonight without calling us first at 1-888-895-6555. Guys, if you called on Thursday, you got the easy winner in Indianapolis, Houston. Same result tonight. Make the call, get the winner, call us back tomorrow to say thank you. It's 1-888-895-6555. Baltimore LA Ram winner free from Sports Plus Network.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning. Robert Kirby says they sell the American Standard brand because American Standard listens to the techs who install and service their products.
We went down to the factory and they want your feedback. Being in the field, you can actually see some things that they could change on the product to make it better. And right there on the line, I mean, they actually take your input.
Call Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning at 317-892-3614. Kirby is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
At Dreyer & Reinbold Infinity, during the Infinity Winter Sales Event, you can purchase the 2019 Infinity QX80 for 0% financing for up to 60 months. Or you can lease the 2019 QX50 Lux all-wheel drive for just $429 per month. VIN KF137222. And you can also lease the 2020 QX60 Lux all-wheel drive for just $469 per month. VIN LC517868. Lease is based on 39 months, $2,500 down, 10,000 miles per year plus taxes and fees. No security deposit. Requires approved credit and $199 dealer dock fee. Offers expire at the end of the month. You can lease the 2019 Infiniti QX50 for $429 and the 2020 QX60 for just $469 a month. Or purchase the 2019 QX80 for as low as 0% APR at Dreyer & Reinbold Infinity at I-465 in Keystone, US 31 South in Greenwood, and at DreyerReinboldInfinity.com.
The NFL's Week 12 slate concludes tonight with the Ravens 3.5-point road favorites against the Rams. This Bet Indiana News Update, I'm Kevin Bowen. Monday's spread indicates a changing of the guard in the minds of bettors who are enamored with MVP favorite Lamar Jackson and a Ravens squad that has won 6 straight games while losing faith in a Rams team whose once potent offense feels like a distant memory. Looking ahead to next Sunday, odds makers open the Colts 3-point favorites over the Titans for their Week 13 clash at Lucas Oil Stadium. The line reversed from Indy's 1917 Week 2 win in Nashville. Indianapolis has won 19 of the last 22 meetings against its AFC South rivals from Nashville, covering 10 of 14 spreads as the market favorite in that span. This includes 6 in a row laying points at home. In the NBA Monday, the Pacers are hefty 9-point favorites over rookie sensation Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. It's the most points Indiana has laid on the odds board this season. Sports Betting Update has been brought to you by Bet Indiana News. Visit betindiananews.com for more sports betting coverage and insights.
Hey, I'm Indy 500 champ Tony Kanaan, here with Chuck Jones from View Estes Chevy. Chuck, the holidays are coming, and I need a big sale.
We've got you covered with our Black Friday event.
Is this right? Silverados for $199 a month?
That's right, just $199 a month.
Wow, do we have any SUVs?
Yep, we have the all-new Trax for just $149 a month. Just $149 a month.
That's unreal for a brand new SUV.
Yes, sir. Find new roads to Bill Estes Chevy or online at BillEstesChevy.com.
Ask for the Black Friday deal.
At thehomeloanexpert.com, we have loans for about everyone. You're going to get a lower rate and customer service that no one can match. Only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
It's the Fan Morning Show with Jeff and Big Joe.
Tony Dungy, we get a chance to talk to Gary Brackett. Gary told a story. Gary would change coverages just so Dwight would have a better chance of getting a sack, and he said he would blame it on the speaker in his helmet not working. Did you know that?
The Fan Morning Show with Jeff and Big Joe. Weekday mornings 7 till 10. Only on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
I don't understand a word you just said.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Brissett out of the gun, and they'll give it to Williams, and he cuts up wide. He bounces off a tackler. He's at the 10. He's at the 5, looking for the pylon. A terrific run, Jonathan Williams. A 13-yard gallop in the pay dirt, and the Colts back on top. It's 16-10.
The Forum Credit Union Dream Moment right there. Matt Taylor, Colts Radio Network. Brought to you by Forum Credit Union, helping members live their financial dreams every day. That was Jonathan Williams from Thursday night of last week in the loss. Great run, great drive right there. Alas, a loss. And the Colts on the season now sitting at 6-5. The Texans at 7-4. And the Colts need to put together a lot of wins. Speaking of parlays, parlay some wins. Titans at 6-5. There is your AFC South battle right here coming up on Sunday. I've got Bullseye Event Center passes for you in a bit too. So hang out and be ready for that. JMV. Just a few games Wednesday night. Nothing better than high school basketball. I love high school basketball Wednesday night prior to Thanksgiving was the greatest night ever. I love that. Eminence and Monrovia, baby, for the powder keg. They still play on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. I love some Eminence. The Eels and the Bulldogs of Monrovia right there. I'll take it. JMV, shout out to your Sycamores winning 2 games. That was our first 2 of the season. I was beginning to Yeah, I know. It was Loyola Marymount and Air Force. I don't care if it was me. Get some wins going there. That was good. That was in the Bahamas over the weekend, too. So, yeah, shout out to Indiana State. Butler, Missouri later on tonight. It's from Mark JMV. I agree with one of the new opinions gaining favor is that it's okay to lose. You agree with a new opinion that's gaining favor or momentum. It's okay to lose. Miss field goals, but it's Vinny. Drop passes, but it's TY. Quarterback play, pedestrian. Luck deserted the team. Missed assignments, Young. Fact is, we're not very good. The fact is that they have put themselves in situations that they are good enough to overcome, alas, they have not. I would give you that if they were playing, on the road in New England or playing here against New England or playing Baltimore. I would give you that, but they put themselves in situations to be in a better situation than they are. I need to say situation 50 times than they are right now. They did. They were good enough to do that. They have been good enough to overcome this. Again, and I get what you're saying here, and maybe they are a year away, but don't you get worn out of being a year away from something? I do. I understand that. 2 weeks before the start of the season, once this season is over and we absolutely know the outcome, we're going to go back to that and say, well, this pretty much screwed everything over. And there's no getting around that. But this team did put themselves in an enviable situation and just couldn't follow through with it. We're not talking about a who's who. We're not talking about a proverbial NFL minefield. We're Miami here. Did you watch what Cleveland did to Miami yesterday? Well, of course you didn't watch because nobody cares enough to watch unless you have somebody on your team. Jarvis Landry, me. It's always funny, man. In fantasy, the only people that are really left paying attention, what have we got in our league? Like 4 people paying attention? Me and you and 2 other dudes? That's about it. Everybody else is just absolutely bailed. Once you suck to the point where there is just no return, you bail. Like me and you. I'm scouring the waiver wire. JMV. No one to pass to is correct, but Doyle was wide open on that play action on that last fourth down against Houston. Oh, listen, that was a struggle for Jacoby, and that's why a lot of people are wondering if indeed he will or should be the quarterback of the long-term future, because it was a struggle. Just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff you have to figure. I mean, just it's incredible. This season's been incredible. I mean, in the past, you just go, oh, you know, the quarterback's injured. You know what I mean? What happened to our easy storylines? If the quarterback is injured or he holds the ball too long, or what happened to those? And now we got to go with 19 different things. I mean, one week they win, and you think that Ballard has built this incredible monster, and then when they lose, you go, he hasn't done anything. Seriously, it's like week to week. Rick Venturi at 4:30. 239-1070 is the number. Let's go, Tony. Hello, Tony. How are you?
Hey, what up, Jay? Hey, man. You got me laughing over here, man. Look, yeah, it's up and down. But look, looking at the standings, I didn't realize just how much those conference games we let go really hurt us.
That's a true story.
That is, but we dropped. I mean, with all the things that happen in a game, as fast moving as it is, you know, the one thing we have to depend on is the fact that we're not going to score 31 points. That's like we did with the Jacksonville game. That is an outlier. That is an anomaly with this kind of team. We needed our kicker to come through, all right? And we're talking at least 3 games that we dropped. You add those 3 games because of kicking, and we're still the division leader, and we're not even talking about this. But they decided to go keep Finney, and there's a guy in Atlanta, I guess his name's Koo. He hasn't missed anything, and I know he was available during that time. And we couldn't, but they couldn't find anybody as good as Finney. You know, I'm sorry, man. I'm a little frustrated.
No, yeah. Listen, I get it. That's another one. You know, you can go 6 or 7 storylines deep, and you're right. I mean, if he makes some kicks, things are different. Could be different. I'm telling you, this team is still, I think, worthy of throwing away games, Tony, just because of the level in which they play that will completely surprise you. I mean, I don't think there's anything out of the realm of surprise with this group. There just hasn't been. And some of it has been nice, like earlier this season, and then most recently it hasn't been so nice. And now we sit here and kind of question whether or not the quarterback should be the quarterback of the future. It's just logical, and it comes with the territory when people are kind of bent between, hey, you should feel good about being over 500 right now when your quarterback bailed 2 weeks before the start of the season, or, hey, look how you lost these games and look where you could be. It just comes with the territory.
Yeah, it does, man. Well, it doesn't look that promising right now. Carolina and the Saints on the horizon, and Tennessee. All the teams that scuffle in the beginning of the season always get better by the time we play.
And here again, thank you, Tony, for the call. Appreciate you. Here we go. That part is true. You watched Carolina yesterday. I mean, hell, everybody's saying that this is Ron Rivera's last stand. There's no more Cam Newton, but Christian McCaffrey is able to at least carry it to a point where it gives you the opportunity on the road against the rival in the NFC South, the Saints. What do you think is going to be the storyline of this season? What is going to be it? I mean, the one once it's probably still too early because we're yet to embark past Thanksgiving, but what's going to be the storyline? How are we going to view this season to this point?
I think it's going to be the season of what ifs. I think that's the way it's going to trend. Especially if they miss the playoffs on a tiebreaker. in some of these games that they should have won.
And Oakland helped them out yesterday. Yeah, Pittsburgh didn't. Oakland helped them out. And now they're going to have to help themselves because you got a team in Tennessee that's feeling really good about themselves. Now, again, the Colts have had ownership of the Titans, but, we felt pretty good about the Colts going down to Houston. What do you think right now? How many people out there, given what they thought before the start of the season at 6-5, say, yeah, that's what I expected, or I expected more? That's a good Connecticut water question of the day right there. You live in the now, and in the now, disappointment will reign. There's just no way around it. So those that would have said, like me, if I would have said, I think they're going to be 8-8, the quarterback bailed, is when he did. Jacoby Brissett, that's an 8-8 team. Even though it may end up looking like that, maybe that's what it ends up. I think it's a lot more difficult to embrace that after the type of beginning that we saw after the Charger game. What they put together in games in Kansas City and then here against Houston. But, it's been up and down. Tough to really come up with an absolute right now. It is. A lot of stories. All right, Kyle, I'll take a quick break. Hey, Art, I'll start with you and whomever else on the other side, too. I can't wait. Is Victor Oladipo going to come back quicker than what I thought? I said the final week of December is when I said. You got any expectation that maybe he's going to be back prior to that? And what type of effect might it have on this Pacer team? I, for one, can't wait to see both he and Brogdon healthy in the backcourt together. I mean, has this 9-6 beginning to the season against teams that aren't very good, has that been good for some development? A guy like Aaron Holiday, for example. Acclimation with guys that maybe normally wouldn't be playing, like a Justin Holiday here. I mean, even Dougie McBuckets, for example. Has this been a good start because everybody has had a significant role in it? Quick break. We'll get to that and a lot more with you next.
Kick off the month of May at Rev, presented by Fifth Third Bank, as it returns to IMS Saturday, May 2nd. Tickets go on sale December 1st. Get yours before they're gone at revindy.org.
Hey, get that dome coverage. If you don't want to be bald, you do not have to be bald. JMV here for PAI. WeGrowHairND.com and Darren Andrews with that private consultation if you need it. If you're thinking about that regrowth in your hair department, I'm just here to tell you, I'm sure you look fine right now, but if you want it, there's a way to get it. And I'm all about options. 888-724-5129. Ask Darren Andrews about your options. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairND.com today.
At Dreyer & Reinbold Infinity, during the Infinity Winter Sales Event, you can purchase the 2019 Infinity QX80 for 0% financing for up to 60 months. Or you can lease the 2019 QX50 Lux all-wheel drive for just $429 per month. VIN KF137222. And you can also lease the 2020 QX60 Lux all-wheel drive for just $469 per month. VIN LC517868. Lease is based on 39 months, 2,500 down, 10,000 miles per year plus taxes and fees. No security deposit. Requires approved credit and $199 dealer doc fee. Offers expire at the end of the month. You can lease the 2019 Infiniti QX50 for $429 and the 2020 QX60 for just $469 a month. Or purchase the 2019 QX80 for as low as 0% APR at Dreyer & Reinbold Infinity at I-465 in Keystone, US 31 South in Greenwood, and at DryerReinboldInfinity.com.
Hey, the holidays are here. FanDuel Sportsbook is doing their part to help you build up your bankroll for your holiday shopping. And right now, new users can join FanDuel Sportsbook. Get $20 in free bet credits just by signing up. So you heard that right. It's $20 free bets, no deposit required. And since it's FanDuel Sportsbook, you'll be betting with some of the best lines anywhere. You'll get FanDuel's simple, easy-to-use interface, which makes it easy to find the bet that you're looking for, whether you like teasers, props, parlays, over-unders, or more. Listen, there could be some stuff out there, too. You got rivalry games this weekend. You got Michigan, Ohio State. Check it out, and when you're ready to claim your $20 in free bet credits, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app using the App Store or head to FanDuel.com/Android and be sure to use the promo code JMV when you sign up. Seriously, this offer isn't available to everyone. Use the promo code JMV, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and that promo code is JMV. 21 plus. Present in Indiana. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. $10 minimum deposit required to withdraw any winnings. Terms apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Rattle, rattle, thunder, clatter, boom, boom, boom.
CarX Tire and Auto has a fantastic Black Friday sale. Buy 3 tires, get the 4th tire absolutely free. You heard right. Buy 3 select tires, get the 4th tire free with purchase of premium installation. CarX has many 15 and 16-inch tires, even truck and SUV tires. So get to CarX this Black Friday and get your vehicle ready for winter.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
It is BullseyeEventGroup.com. It's the Colts VIP tailgate coming up on Sunday before the Titans and the Colts game. I mean, it's a big game, no doubt, inside the building. Hey, let's prepare for that big game and have the best game day experience possible. All you can eat, all you can drink inside the Bullseye Event Center. The place is immaculate. Skids, Indiana Jones, music, fun, me, radio show. I'm telling you, game day experience. You know this if you've been there. All about the greatness of the Bullseye Event Center. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. Get your passes for this Sunday right now. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Guys, when you're dealing with ED issues, talking about intimacy can make you uncomfortable. So we'll use another word for intimacy, like football. Football! Look, you love football. Your wife loves football, and you both want some hot and sweaty football right now. But then fumble. Oopsie. And by fumble, I mean ED issues. You need to get to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic knows that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE, which is kind of like a false start. Penalty! Plus, a performance promise. If it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Before you know it, you'll be back in the game with a touchdown! Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and book your $99 office visit today. Call 317-999-9000, 317-999-9000, or at IndyMen'sClinic.com.
Get up and go now, so you can go tonight.
Hey, it's John for Forum Credit Union. Everyone likes a challenge, right? And my friends at Forum Credit Union have a savings challenge that not only makes saving money easy, but it also gives you a chance to win $1,378. And it's simple. You save money every week, increasing the amount each time. And by the end of the year, you have saved over $1,000 and you're entered to win a matching $1,378. Let's do it. Tell Kevin I sent you. Stop by a branch location or online, forumcu.com today.
Join the fan November 23rd as we celebrate Movember with Franciscan Health. Listen on air and online for tips to stay healthy. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
Your Colts tickets are waiting. Be there for the whiteout game against our division rivals, the Titans. The first 50,000 fans receive a Colts flag. Get your tickets today at Colts.com/tickets.
The Ride with JMV.
1, is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. 2, do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Colts Roundtable live tonight at 5:30. Pacers, Memphis after that. Pat Boylan's got your pregame coverage beginning at 6:30. They tip at 7. Butler and Mizzou tonight. What is that, on XNT? I think later on tonight, 6:30 with Mark and Nick. Rick Venturi, 4:30. I think we're going to take some of your calls, too, coming up at the bottom of the 4 o'clock hour, too. Remember, I bail here at 5:30. We have IHSAA State Football Finals tickets for you. And again, a quick shout-out to everybody. That will be participating. And listen, I want to show a lot of love because I know it's Southern Indiana, West Washington, and their high school coach, which honestly is an awful story if you guys haven't heard it. But West Washington, best season ever. Man, Lutheran's really good. I mean, they got something going on the southeast side. There's no doubt about that. West Washington comes up here and plays. Their coach had what was described as a mild stroke during the game, I believe. I haven't really had anybody tell me this. Maybe a minor stroke during the game Friday night, and West Washington School Corporation actually on Facebook sent out info to where they're just going to cancel school for the rest of the week because football coach Philip Bozeman is not expected to survive after apparently taking a downturn. He suffered a minor stroke and will not be expected to survive. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Young guy, small Southern Indiana football program. And our thoughts and our love going out to the West Washington School Corporation and the entire community down there. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. You're doing things that you haven't done. And that happens. And I wish I had an explanation for you. Alas, I do not. That stinks. Really does. So a shout out to our friends down in Southern Indiana, West Washington, and the family and those coached by him, affected by. That's just a terrible story. Hate to hear it. Just hate to hear it. JMV at 1070thefan.com, discussing things that matter a hell of a lot less than what I just explained to you and talked about. JMV, I'm really confused regarding the Colts. They start the season with promise and stall out like they're confused. By Jacoby's play, I agree with you and question it. His lack of luster due to the play calling or what your thought? You know what's funny, Tony, you bring that up. I mentioned this on Friday afternoon to Rick Venturi, and we'll talk with him coming up at 4:30 again. I thought that the way that he handled things, it looked like an early season game. Remember back when he just didn't want to put a lot on his shoulders? He had some options, though, and I know that Frank said after the game that he wishes that they would have tried to, go after some more chunk plays. Jacoby and the offense, they look incredibly confused by the zone and what Houston was putting out there, whereas they talked about how they fully expected defensively what Romeo Crennel displayed for them. And, it's logical. I don't know, people don't like it, but it's logical for others to come up with, well, what's this mean? I don't know what it means. Because my argument has been all along playmaking ability, and Jacoby just didn't look good on Thursday. And that Tony will bring up that sort of thinking every time. It's from Brad. Hey, JMV, the season will be about Andrew Luck, Vinny, and what-if games. Yeah, you can start right there. That's pretty good. The what-if games. At JMV 1070 on Twitter. Matt says, has Ebron done enough to get signed here long term? He has not, to me. To me, this is just me, numbnut, know-nothing, afternoon guy, whatever, not been in a locker room clown. To me, he will not be back here next year. That's just me. Because he's going to want a lot, and you kind of know. Listen, is he big for this team moving forward? He is. That loss, he just is. He is a threat, but I think you're moving on down the road now. I think we've seen the last of Eric Ebron in a Colts uniform. Just my thought. Man, Art, I'm going to let Art lead on the other side and have a lot of time because I did not get Art before I have to go to a break. Art, Terry, other side, Rick Venturi, 4:30. I'll ask him that question. Maybe his opinion differs from mine. Maybe so. Eric Ebron did tweet out some information from Eric Ebron's account. We'll get to that coming up on the other side, too. He's done for the season, IR, 2 ankle surgeries. His time here this year is gone. Will we ever see him in a Colts uniform again? That could be a Connecticut Water question of the day. But from his Twitter account, we'll get the words of Ebron for you. Other side next.
Butler basketball season is here. Seats start at just $10 for select games. Visit the Hinkle ticket office weekdays from 10 to 4 or online at butlersports.com/buy tickets.
Regrow that hair, 888-724-5129. The private consultation to let Darren Andrews explain all that you need to know about multi-unit hair grafting and Artist Robotic FUE. Laser hair therapy that works too. If you want your real growing hair again, it's PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairAndy.com today.
Big one on Monday Night Football. The really, really impressive-looking Baltimore Ravens going coast to coast out to L.A. to take on the Rams. Steve Berry from Sports Plus Network here to preview this one. Steve, what do we think about this Monday night contest?
Joey, this is going to be a very, very interesting game. Baltimore going to the Rams, as you said. Baltimore laying 3 on the road. Totals 46.5. Baltimore coming in at 8-2 after pounding Houston 41-7 last week. Rams coming in at 6-4. Desperately need the win. They just came off a close win over Chicago, 17-7. Baltimore has won 6 games in a row. Guys, make the call today to us at 1-888-895-6555. Guys, find out what working with professionals is all about. Once again, it's 1-888-895-6555. Baltimore, LA Ram investment winner at no charge. Guys, we treat this like a business. It's all about investing. It's not gambling. It's not betting. We only release an investment when the information is there and there's low risk or no risk on your part. Make the call. Get your first investment winner free at no charge. 1-888-895-6555. Baltimore LA Ram winner at no charge from Sports Plus.
Steve, the Ravens have already shown the ability to go out west and win in a tough environment like they did in Seattle. How does that play into the line for tonight?
It seems like traveling doesn't bother them at all. They actually do a little bit better on the road than they do at home. Lamar Jackson taking the Ravens out to the Coliseum to take on Jared Goff. This should be an exciting game on Monday night, and it's more exciting if you have a winning ticket in your hand. Guys, if you called Thursday, you got the winner in the Indianapolis-Houston matchup. If you call tonight, you'll get the winner in the Baltimore-LA Ram matchup. Guys, the Rams are coming off a big Sunday night win against the Bears. The 8-2 Ravens have looked unbelievable lately. They're coming off 6 straight wins, as I said. This is going to be a very important game and a very exciting game. And as I said, it's a lot more exciting when you have a winning ticket in your hand. In a game like this tonight, the only way to win is with information. There are injuries on both sides of the ball. We have that information, and we will share it with everyone at no charge. Do not make a move tonight without calling us first at 1-888-895-6555. As I said, if you called Thursday, you got the easy winner in Indianapolis-Houston. If you call tonight, you'll get the winner in Baltimore-LA Rams free from Sports Plus Network. 1-888-895-6555. Baltimore-LA Ram winner at no charge from Sports Plus Network.
Hey, it's John here for my friends at Forum Credit Union. Forum Credit Union are always coming up with new ways to help you save money. And I'm telling you what, here's one thing that you guys love, don't you? You guys love yourself a challenge. And Kevin and the gang have a challenge for you. So it's a savings challenge. It helps make you money, or it could in the very end, too. It gives you a chance to win $1,378, and it's simple. You save money every week, increase the amount each time. By the end of the year, you've saved over $1,000, and you're entered to win a matching $1,378, too. It's Forum Credit Union, ways to save, and in this case, ways to save and win. Check out a branch location, ask for Kevin, tell him I sent you, or online for more info right now, forumcu.com. It is the best part of your game day experience. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Titans and the Colts. Get your Colts VIP tailgate passes right now. It is the absolute best. All you can eat, all you can drink. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. The Colts take on division rival Tennessee. Coverage Sunday morning at 9 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you for joining us. Fansgiving event. It's coming up on Wednesday with me. I'm going to be at Brothers in Broad Ripple. For people that donate while they last, I've got new JMV Sucks just in time for the holidays. The holiday flavored JMV Sucks shirts from the shop in Broad Ripple and Carmel. Things that you're going to be able to bid on. And what we're doing here, our Fansgiving, we help a veteran family here. And we're going to help Army veteran Haley Johnson, in the Army for over 9 years, currently in the Active Guard Reserve program, which she has been in over the past 3 years. And Haley and family from Kokomo. And that's who we're going to be helping out with Fansgiving. And I love this time of year. Here's what you're going to bid on. Coming up between 3 and 6 o'clock on Wednesday. How about this guy right here? Pacers Raptors tickets. And wait a minute. I'm playing somebody 2-on-2.
2v2.
That's awesome. I'll be shot. Hey, I will shoot my knees up and be ready for that. That is awesome right there. A little 2-on-2 with me. So, I mean, listen, it's okay if you take a beating from a really good shooting, nearly 50-year-old dude that just shot his knees up an hour before. I don't think I can play tonight. I played yesterday. I played last week. I feel all right. I can't bend or anything. It's weird I can't bend.
Did you bend the knees at all
yesterday? No. And I run. So I run like I'm an ironing board with feet. If a fence post had feet, that would be me. Like, so that is the 3 o'clock. That's going to be awesome right there. 4 o'clock hour, Colts tickets to the Carolina game, Bullseye Event Group passes, and an Evan Williams bourbon gift basket. Holy moly. And then the 5 o'clock hour, horse with me. I can do that, too. I mean, I can still play, but I sure as hell can do that. Horse with me. You get to come in studio with me, and not only are you going to come in studio with me, but we're going to drink a bottle of bourbon while you're in studio. Not so much that. Now, we can if you want. Because believe me, I've got it here. That is beautiful. I can't wait. And I love our Fansgiving. That's with me. And keep in mind, too, the morning show is going to be on Monument Circle doing the same thing. And Big Joe, I think, is going to be at Payless during Dan's show at noon. I don't know how that works, but it's going to work. And then I'm going to be at Brothers. You guys can all join me out there. We had a blast last year. And I remember I brought Lainey with me, and she was rocking a JMV Sucks shirt, the JMV Sucks Double Deuce Roadhouse shirt, which was pretty awesome. So, yeah, 2 of the 3 items, you guys get to play hoop against me, and I'm going to whip that ass. I mean, it's shooting. I don't have to play. 2-on-2, how much defense am I going to play anyway? I still got touch. I was short yesterday. I was mad. Online and short is the worst. And anybody out there that can shoot a lick knows exactly what I'm talking about. Online and short. It's like I question if I should not have chewed off my fingernails prior to. Is that the reason why? Because there's got to be another reason. It can't be just me. There's got to be an excuse. 3, 4, and 5 on Thursday. You guys join me up there, too. The JMV Suck shirts are worth it. We'll eat and we'll drink. And it'll be a blast. Our Fansgiving. 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving. And I got to thank Brent and Randy and everybody, too, for that. That's outstanding. The Colts have waived Shaq Taylor, the defensive back. And they signed some dude I've never heard of to the practice squad. And that doesn't matter. Now that leaves an open spot. So are we assuming that Devin Funchess is added to the 53-man today? Or at some point. Not today, but at some point.
Well, I think he had, because once he came off IR, he had to practice within 21 days, or he has to go back in. I think that's coming up here this week, isn't it?
It's coming up. So I'm assuming that if he's not going on the 53, then sayonara for the season. So that's the assumption that Devin Funchess is going to be going on the 53-man. And it's about time. Easy for me to say, too, right? Yeah, very easy for me to say. Hey, I mentioned this, too. Eric Ebron's done for the season on IR. He will have 2 surgeries, both ankles. Now, what he actually had a tweet a little bit earlier today. Can you read that? I don't have it in front of me. Can you read that, Kyle?
He said, Colts Nation, unfortunately, I've been dealing with an ankle injury since the beginning of the season. Up to this point, the team and I have done everything in our power to manage the pain and get me out there each and every week. My goal was to push off surgery until the off season, but at this point, the pain has become unbearable, and he can no longer give the team and the fans a worthwhile version of himself.
It's Eric Ebron on Twitter a little bit earlier today. Aaron in Greenfield wants to know, is the full court 2-on-2? I love full court 2-on-2. I love full court 2-on-2, but that'd probably tear my knees up, but I love it. You know how many shots you get in full court 2-on-2? And it's not, you don't get any help side defense at all either. That's the problem. Where's my help? Oh, no, it's not there. Yeah, I love it. It's from Shane. Depth at wide receivers being exposed. It was a concern at the beginning of the season and after a few injuries. Hot trash. And I sat here and whined and cried in the offseason. I love me some Zach Pascal, I do. And I'm glad Zach Pascal has played well. They've needed a defining guy, and I know they thought they got one in Devin Funchess, and we'll see. We'll see if his addition to the 53-man, if that's how this goes down, helps save a lost season and going out and addressing a specific need this past offseason. Hey, JMV. I love the show, even though it sucks. Easy money tonight. Ooh, my man's talking about a parlay. Should I talk about Cameron's parlay or put that on the Mount Rushmore of things nobody wants to hear about? Included with politics, my fantasy team. Should I put it right in there? A parlay. Ravens money line and over 11.5 boards for Sabonis. Book it. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, too. And the Mount Rushmore of things is something else you don't want to hear, too. Yeah, Heath, that probably wouldn't happen. There are a variety of reasons why I'm sure that wouldn't happen. Hey, JMV, a couple of weeks ago, I tweeted you that my wife Brittany and I were having our first child, but weren't finding out the gender. You guessed we were having a girl, and you were right. Our baby girl Harper was born November the 12th. Jeff Hansen, congratulations on your lovely baby girl Harper. That was a sound guess by me. Jeff is a good man, a great listener, and I appreciate you. And at least you didn't have a gender reveal by farting out the gender color as we saw all over social media a week and a half ago. While somewhat genius, did you see that? The gender reveal? No, the chick that, passed gas. Laid on her stomach, passed gas. I mean, I know it sounds like your guys are – if people that don't know about this are saying, what are you watching? I mean, it was tough night. It was all over my Facebook like crazy. I just want to watch like old Jerry Baker high school Final Four calls, and instead I got to get some chick laying on her stomach farting her gender reveal. Come on. You guys sending me that. All right, Art's at 239-1070. Hey, Art, I'm going to sit back and relax here. Go ahead. I've kept you on hold way too long. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem, buddy. How are you doing?
Great. Go ahead.
I had a question. Do you think with the legalizing of sports betting, and this is Schleister, by the way, call from my cell, hanging with my bunkie, Scrap. Oh, man, Bubba just bent me up.
Dude. We are well past the Schleister references, I think, in this market. Thank you. That'd have been good to call Mark Patrick with back in 2003. I'd have still had to run you then, too. But no, we're well past that one. I should have known. My man stayed on hold, seriously. You guys, that dude stayed on hold for an hour and 15 minutes to do that. There has got to be some deeply rooted love going on there for me. An hour and 15 minutes to do that. That's an hour and 15 minutes completely lost. That's 2.5 episodes of Seinfeld. 2.5 episodes. Yeah, I mean, that's the Hamptons. That's the opposite. And that's half a soup Nazi right there. I mean, think about the enjoyment as a Seinfeld fan with that. And then my man got 12 seconds. That's incredible. So, Corey, in full court 2-on-2, do you run the court or just, no, you got to run? It was always fun. See, these are things, and you guys may know this by now if you've gotten to know Mark Barnheiser at Lafayette Jeff, but these are things that you had to do when you played along with Mark Barnheiser. You had to play full court 2-on-2. At some point, it was going to happen. Full court 2-on-2 inside the Hyper, 1996, approximately 105 degrees, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. I was out until 5 a.m. at the bars, hungover like hell. Burris Brothers, by the way, Mike Burris is the head coach at Olney Central. Full court 2-on-2, best of 11. True story. Hey, JMV, can you imagine how stupid he feels at this exact moment? Waited and got 12 seconds. 12 seconds of that. Terry's at 239-1070. Hello, Terry. How are you?
Hey, John. Good to talk to you.
Right back at you.
Hey, I called about Brissett, but then the Ebron subject came up, so I got a little comment on that. I'm glad that he's getting some medical attention. I just think they might be working on the wrong appendages. His hands are so weak, it's unbelievable. But do you remember Brissett getting popped in the head on his first run where he slid really late?
On Thursday night?
Yep.
I mean, I remember the slide. I don't remember it popped in the head. But right. I'll gather you're accurate. So continue.
You remember that slide? It was a really late slide, and the guy came and sort of hit him maybe too hard.
Okay.
They showed the replay just real quick once. He got hit helmet to helmet in the ear.
Now you know what? Now I do. Yeah, I know I do remember what you're talking about here. Yes.
And I thought that he looked.
There wasn't much made of it after that either. At least from what I got.
They didn't even breathe a word of it.
Yeah.
Watch it again if you get time to bore yourself. But tell me if you don't think he looked different from that point on.
And Terry, thanks for the call. I hadn't thought about that. I guess you have to factor in everything. I thought he looked different at the outset. He just looked very unsure. And I mean from the outset. Anybody else factor that in? Yeah, I know the whole hands thing with Ebron. I mean, come on. I do say that it's still weird. Now, he mentioned one ankle in the tweet, and it's going to be two. Listen, I know I'm trying to come up with conspiracy theories. It is just weird. All right, let's just say it is weird. I'm not suggesting something else is going on, but normally when I do suggest on here something else is going on, it's for good reason, because something else is going on. It's just weird. It is weird. If he can't deal, I wouldn't blame him. I'm not going to blame dudes that can't deal with the pain and don't want to have to deal with the pain. That part I do understand. It just, watching the in locker room post game discussion, while incredibly short, that was courtesy of Wish TV Channel 8. And I think what's his name was in there asking questions, and he would ask questions 35 seconds long and get like 3-word answers. But it was just weird. That's one of the last things I expected. Yeah, that's great. Thanks. You guys, man. Come on. Sometimes you got to be better than that. Hey, JMV, how about your one score IU in Michigan call? I know. I gave Rodney Llewellyn full credit for that earlier. Again, it's my bad. Hey, by the way, too, here's what we have to do. When you sit in this seat, when somebody calls you out for missing a call like that, I have to immediately come back and say, yeah, I did miss that, but I did get the Thursday nighter accurate. If you remember, I think. No, I did, actually. You always have to do that. But that's what I get for believing in IU against a team of that magnitude. They have given us a quarter. They have given us a half. They have, against Michigan in the past, even given you an entire game. What was so disappointing about that on Saturday afternoon is that they melted. They went away. They went away. Michigan is good. Michigan has talent. Michigan has a really good defense. And I thought that in the halftime locker room, they figured something out. Maybe they just figured out that we're much better than this. Let's go out and play that way. But, yeah, IU didn't answer the bell at all. And that's too bad. That's the only way that you ever get hey, here's our strength of schedule, and this is how we're bowl eligible. Those that are anti, that's the only way you ever get anybody off your back. I mean, at the very least, play with the team, but don't just kind of pack it up in the second half at home against the team. That'd be too bad. Very unfortunate. JMV, I guess the section didn't even get the kid's name. Yeah, I know. I guess I didn't get the kid named after me. Nah, man, Jeff's a good dude. Hey, JMV, do you know if the West Washington School Corporation has a GoFundMe page? I do not know that, and Jay, nobody has sent that to me yet. But I detailed that story regarding their high school football coach from this weekend, and it literally is one of the worst stories ever. It is heartbreaking. So if somebody finds that, you can let me know, and I will send that. There's no doubt. Benji Banks says, talk about good indie sports news, like the Holiday duo. Well, you guys all forgetting about Miles got that offensive glass work, right? Nobody says a word. Right, Kyle? Who got that offensive rebound that led to Aaron Holiday's made three, that led to Justin Holiday's takeaway? Who got that offensive glass? Who did it? If you
wouldn't have mentioned it, I would have had no idea.
Oh, hell yes. Somebody's gotta. Who got the offensive board that led to the three-point look? That was the game winner. Who was it? You guys know who it was? It's from Daniel Johnson. I thought that Brissett would be 7-9. Could still happen, but most likely 8-8. I said 8-8 all along, and they gave, I think, you reason to believe a little bit more in them, and now you're probably sitting at the not so much. Big one coming up on Sunday. Rick Venturi is going to join us. We'll get a breakdown of this Tennessee Titans team that looks a lot different and playing much better than it did in week number 2 and that win by the Colts on the road in Nashville. We'll do that. And if you guys want some calls, we'll do some calls with Rick Venturi. Rick Venturi, every Monday right here at 4:30. Rick's going to join us with your calls and more. Other side next.
It is the best part of your game day experience. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Titans and the Colts. Get your Colts VIP tailgate passes right now. It is the absolute best. All you can eat, all you can drink. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. 888-724-5129. Real growing hair again. Nothing fake about it. No glue, no tape, no staples. Just the rebirth, the regrowth of your hair right there before your mirror. Hey, believe me, it works. Get that private consultation with Darren Andrews and find out more. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Unlike Football Fanatic Guy who cheers shirtless in the winter, most of us are not fans of being cold. So this winter, if you have furnace problems, call the home team at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. They're going to send out expert technicians that'll help you determine if it's time for a new system. Oh, and if you happen to be Football Fanatic Guy, you just keep doing your thing, okay? In the meantime, I'll tell you that a furnace's lifespan is usually about 16 years, give or take. And if you're hearing clunking noises or other strange sounds, that could mean your furnace is on the way out. But 1 Hour is home to some of the best trained techs in the business, and they can suggest a new high-efficiency system that will fit your home and family's needs. And make sure you ask them about financing plans that work comfortably with your monthly budget. Right now, we'll give you a free 10-year parts and labor warranty with a brand new heating and air conditioning system. My friends over at 1 Hour are offering a special right now, which I just told you about, the free 10-year parts and labor warranty with a new heating and air conditioning system. Make sure you call them at 855-1-HOUR. 855-1-HOUR. Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. License 800-10668.
Hey, this is Dan Dockage for Steffi Hadaway Insurance. Did you know Steffi Hadaway sells life insurance? If you're like a lot of people and think you've waited too long or can't afford a life insurance policy, then you should talk to Mike Steffi and his team at Steffi Hadaway Insurance. They represent dozens of life insurance companies who can tailor a life insurance policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call Steffi Hadaway at 317-334-3743 today or shiagency.com.
All right, my plumbing in my home is just terrible. It is. Hey, to the rescue, Lance and his team at LD Smith Plumbing. Where do you begin? You know what? And I kind of run, well, for the sake of this particular commercial, hot and cold. I do. My plumbing is bad. I have big jobs. I have little jobs. And that is the focus of LD Smith Plumbing. From a drip to something major in your home, they can get it done for you. And I mean quick. Their service is awesome. You will love them right now. And here's what else you're going to love too. Are you ready? For the fan listeners right now, here's the offer. No emergency service fee for after-hours service this week. No emergency service fee for after-hours service this week. It's what Lance and the gang do for you, too. LD Smith Plumbing, 317-284-9526. Love having them a part of the show. 24/7, 365, an emergency after-hour service that won't cost you anything this week. 317-284-9526 or online, ldsmithplumbing.com.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Vuse Alto is a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Our best vapor yet at our best price ever, 99 cents, plus tax at participating retailers. 99-cent offer applies to Alto device. Pods sold separately. Underage sale prohibited.
Hey, I'm Indy 500 champ Tony Kanaan, here with Chuck Jones from U.S. Chevy. Chuck, the holidays are coming, and I need a big sale.
We've got you covered with our Black Friday event.
Is this right? Silverados for $199 a month?
That's right, just $199 a month.
Wow, do we have any SUVs?
Yep, we have the all-new Trax for just $149 a month. Just $149 a month.
That's unreal for a brand new SUV.
Yes, sir. Find new roads to Bill Us to Chevy or online at BillUsToChevy.com.
Ask for the Black Friday deal.
Hey, John here, good friend, Forum Credit Union, always trying to help you save money. And in this case, Forum Credit Union helping you save money and then helping you, well, get paid some money. You ready on how you do that? You guys have been asking me the entire time, how do you do it? Well, here's how. Savings Challenge is what's going on. So you start saving your money, right? You save up to $1,000, and when you do that, it's going to give you a chance to win $1,378 by the end of the year. It is genius. It's a great way to save and a great way to win. Again, saving $1,000 and then earning $1,378 from Forum Credit Union. Stop by a branch location, ask for Kevin, or for more info online right now, forumcu.com.
Butler basketball season is here. Seats start at just $10 for select games. Visit the Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4 or online at butlersports.com/buy tickets.
Sports gamblers, let's go. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 to Bet Indiana right here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Once again, Jalen Smith in on that sack. One outstanding football player, and Matt, we are looking at just a guy that can play on both sides of the ball. He's certainly an outstanding tailback, but his future may lie as a defender because he is an unbelievable playmaker on defense.
Hey, you saw him last night, didn't you? His future did lie as a defender. Yeah, it's Fort Wayne Bishop Lures right there. Matt Taylor had to call the 2012 2A state title game. That's Jalen Smith. He went on to play at Notre Dame. Got injured coming out of college, but has turned into a fantastic linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. As you saw him last night, you can see players like that. I mean, for much less than you would collegiately or professionally. The IHSAA Football State Finals, Friday and Saturday, $15. The tickets available on game days, and you'll get to see up to 3 games each day for that price. Making the IHSAA Football State Championships a great way to kick off the holiday season. It is downtown. It is spectacular. The IHSAA State title games this Friday and Saturday.
Sports with Dan Dockich.
Urban Meyer, nice enough to join us. From an athletic standpoint, from a player standpoint, what do you see out of IU squad?
I see a very athletic team. You know, they're getting some depth there. Dan, one thing, I think the Big Ten is down this year. You know, I think Indiana's right there with Minnesota. I think they're right there with the upper half of the Big Ten. You know, it depends on how they do against the team up north and Penn State and those teams.
Dan Dockich, weekdays, noon till 3 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. From playing in a phone booth, becoming a Morse Reservoir All-Star, and earning status as an ambient player, it's time for the best of Coach Rick Venturi with a breakdown of yesterday's game. Brought to you by the District Tap. Craft beer on tap and damn good food. North at 82nd Street, just east of Keystone at the Crossing. And now downtown at Georgia Street and Meridian.
Rick Venturian here on a Monday, too. We got a short week. We got a short day because I got to bail here at 5:30. But on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, Rick Venturi joins us. I want to start right here. How surprised were you to find out that Eric Ebron was going to be done for the season?
Well, it was shocking to me, honestly, simply because, it just hasn't, we've known he's had some issues, but certainly hasn't been publicized. Anything in the order of Hilton or Mac, or I guess all our attention went there. So, that's really surprising, and it just, it depletes us one more playmaking guy. So, that's really a tough pill right now to swallow when we're in these almost desperation days now. And so that's a tough one. I think they were, probably smart to go out and get Travis, bring him back, because at least he's kind of a hybrid. You really have to replace Ebron with a hybrid type guy, a guy that you can use in matchup situations, John. Jack is going to be your stationary tight end. You've got another blocker in Allie Cox. What you need is a space guy, particularly in the way our receivers are right now. We need to get space plays out of our tight end. We need to get space plays out of Hines. I mean, we need to get that passing game going. I mean, there's no way. I said this even after the big win at Jacksonville. There's no way you're going to win in this league without an efficient passing game. Just no way. There's no way you're going to be imbalanced and win a lot of football games.
Frank Reich had said Eric Ebron felt it was best for him to shut it down due to his ankle injury. Quote, this was the decision he felt he had to make, and that was the quote from the head coach today.
Yeah, that's a very interesting quote. That's we can't get inside anybody's head. We can't get in the we're not doctors. It certainly isn't old school. I guess it's it's the new way when you do it that way. But it is what it is, and you go on. This is this game, as we know, John. This game now has taken on momentous value here going into this one. And the interesting thing is that Tennessee, over the last 3 years, going into year 4, through 2 different coaches, have kind of defined average plus. They've had 3 straight years of 9 and 7. They come in 6 and 5. Kind of quietly, it's pedestrian in a way, but I think this team is impressive. I mean, I think they're impressive since Tannehill has taken over. I think I mentioned to you a few weeks ago that Tannehill would make them better, that they were really struggling with Mariota. They never figured it out. They never could really get an identity with him. And Tannehill has come in, and they're 4-1 with him. You don't realize it, but they're 4-1. They had a big game yesterday. Now Jacksonville has basically phoned the season in. I'm just absolutely amazed at what I see in their defense at this point in time. But they were able to get tons of yardage in that ball game, 471 yards, and they had the ball 23 minutes. I mean, it's not like they had the ball all day, and they got those points because they got explosive plays. They got explosive play from Tannehill himself on a 21-yard touchdown run. He got a 65-yard play to A.J. Brown. They got another huge run, 70-yard run out of Henry. So, in that third quarter, they went into the half tight, and then in the third quarter they just broke it wide open. But I think, number one, they become dangerous now because of Tannehill. He's really having a terrific 5 weeks. He's 4-1. He's throwing at 72%, which is he's always been a pretty good percentage passer, but this is the highest he's been. He's over 1,400 yards, a passer rating of 111.4, and add 123 yards rushing, including 3 touchdowns. So this is a guy that's really made him different. I think basically they found an identity with him. I think with Mariota they could never figure out, John, whether they were going to play Oregon football or NFL football. They were always caught in between. They tried to do both. Mariota never improved in the actual NFL part of it, the actual drop-back game. He actually became a liability. He was you almost could count on the ball being turned over. And now they're really playing a lot of NFL football with a quarterback, though, who has mobility. I mean, he's had a 48-yard touchdown. He had an impressive, I don't know if you saw it on tape, impressive 21-yard run Sunday where he dove in the end zone. He looks like he's having a lot of fun. He's one of those guys that went into Miami, I think, as the 10th pick with great expectations. And even though he's had some great moments, he holds a lot of Miami records. I mean, he threw for 25 straight completions. He threw for like 3,900 some yards in one season, but he never could measure up to what they expected. And it looks like second time around, it's almost like he's on house money, and he's just playing loose and free. And just some things to think about. They run the ball. They're a little bit like Jacksonville, though. It's kind of a phone booth run. Henry is a premier guy. He's a big time banger. I mean, he can bang it. He went 19 for 59. Of course, with one big run, the huge run, 2 touchdowns. And so, they've got that. Dion Lewis can come in there and give them a completely different kind of running back, a change of pace guy. And, so they're a legitimate rush team. And this is rush now. This is no longer Mariota adding to it. So, they're 11th rushing the ball. He has 999 yards. And he's got, 35 career touchdowns. He's a banger with speed. He's got a little bit more elusive than you think. So, I would say with Tannehill coming on, a good running game, and there's some emerging young guys. A.J. Brown is beginning to go. He's a guy that, out of Mississippi who was highly regarded. I liked him a lot. He's not a burner. He's a big catch and run guy, though. If you look at a lot of his plays, even in college, he's a catch and run after the catch guy. You got to defend him before he gets the ball. And they're good inside passing game. Humphreys, who they brought in from Tampa, is one of the better slots in the league, really, and he is really emerging with Tannehill in there. They got a bunch of tight ends. Delaney Walker's been out a lot with various injuries, but Jonnu Smith has played pretty well. Fisker has played well, and Walker probably will play against us. So they're really good, what I call in the cylinder. In other words, not a big outside team, not throw the ball outside so well, but extremely good running the ball. And they will toss it to him. He's got some, he's got breakaway speed, a little bit more elusive than you think. You saw the straight arm on display last week on the big touchdown run. They're in that cylinder, and then a lot of the passing game is that inside play action to Humphreys or the tight ends over the inside. And then what they've done with Tannehill, he's done a really good job of running the bootleg passes. He really pushes the edge. Some guys run like half rolls on the boot, but he really and truly pushes the edge. That's what he scored on. They let him go, and he took off and run, but he throws it really well on the run. So, you've got a real challenge there. And then I think defensively, this is a team, and I've always said this about them, they're not full of superstars, but I think their defensive team, the whole is greater than the parts, if you will. And there's some things that they're really, really good at. Third down, they're number 10 in the league, and they have a terrific package in there. You want to stay out of third down on this team because they're a team that will get into so many different looks, radars, deltas, double sugars, and they'll blitz and drop. I call it B and D. They'll blitz cover guys and drop other guys. They've got a lot of versatile guys along the line of scrimmage. They're 13th in the league in sacks if they get you behind an account. Landry is an emerging star on the edge. He gave Costanzo trouble. He's their leading sacker with 8, the young kid out of BC, very fast off the edge. And then Wake, who's been out a lot, did play last week, so he's ready to go. Never sleep on Wake. He has 101.5 sacks in the league. And Casey, who was also out for a while with injuries, came back in there. They had both of them back in there last week full speed. And Casey, as we know, has 48 sacks. So, I think, in my opinion, watching them on tape, they're the most physical defense I think that we have seen probably since Pittsburgh. I really like Evans and Brown at linebacker. They really go and they hunt. And Byard, of course, is one of the top safeties in the league. And Logan Ryan is one of the top nickels in the league. So if you look at their team, it's really built from inside out. And incidentally, the Simmons kid out of Mississippi State now, he made his first appearance 2 weeks ago, really came back fast after the ACL that he got there late. A lot of people thought it was a wasted draft pick, but he's in there. So, when he's in there in their base defense and they got him and Casey and Big Jones in there at the nose, they're pretty formidable. They're real, like I said, they're built on both sides of the ball to be tough down from numbers to numbers on the inside part of the field. Their biggest weakness is, to me, are the outside. Their receivers, their young receivers, including Brown, are not very fast. I think you can crowd them. They're all 4, 5, 7 guys. I think you can get up in their face and pack the inside for the scheme part for Humphreys and the tight ends and the running game. And I think you can crowd those outside guys and defend them before they get the ball. And then on the offensive end of it, I think at some point you really have to go out there after their corners, and particularly if you can get them in nickel and get Ryan inside. Adoree Jackson is playing better, but I still think you can get after him. If T.Y.'s ready to go, they're playing him as the matchup guy. He will try to match up, with Hilton. And then I think their biggest liability that they have on their defense when they're in three corners is Sims, their right corner, or their two corner. I think he's the guy that you really got to get after. I do think they show coverages. I think you got to get after him on first down. I think you can run right at Landry, as good a rusher as he is, and he's mostly always on their right. As good a rusher as he is, he's a little bit light on the run, and I think you can pound off tackle to that side, then come back to the strong side with powers and bounces, get the safeties blocked, and make sure those corners have to tackle. Jackson is willing, but he doesn't get many people down. Sims is a non-tackler. He's a non-combatant. If you can get that ball, run at him. He does not tackle. So off tackle to the outside, counteraction on those on Evans and Brown, those two linebackers, because they'll go. Be careful with Byard. He's an interceptor, but I think the play action game, the misdirect is there because they will really run to the ball. They're really fast pursuing, get after a team. So anything you can do against the grain will hurt them. But this is going to be a challenge. I mean, they have their weaknesses, but you got to be ready to get after it.
Rick Venturi with us every Monday, as he is right now. A little bit later on, if you guys want, we'll do some calls at 239-1070. However, right now, I want to take a break, and I want you to think about a couple of things. You brought up Ryan Tannehill. How much better and how differently have they been playing since he has been installed under center instead of Mariota, as we obviously watched back in week number 2? And a what if kind of right now, because we don't know, but on the Colts 53 man, there is an open spot, and we are kind of believing that Devin Funchess is going to be set to return. I want to talk about, from your standpoint, how he could be implemented and then acclimated into this team moving forward, if that's the case. So we'll put Rick on hold, come back with Rick Venturi, and your calls coming up after 5 for Rick Venturi at 239-1070. Back with you next.
Christmas is racing towards us, especially at IMS for Lights at the Brickyard. Visit 1075thefan.com's contest page for your chance to win an entry to see the holiday lights.
The following is a district-wide service announcement from the District Tap.
The District Tap. Craft beer on tap and damn good food. Wait, hey, can we say that? Damn good food?
Yes, I'm told that damn good food is totally acceptable. Go ahead and pick it up from there.
The District Tap. Craft beer on tap and damn good food. And don't get me started on all the sports at the tap. Over 60 big screens with as much NFL and collegiate football action as you can handle. Weeknight matchups? Yeah, we have weeknight games. Looking for a spot downtown to catch that game? Get your over to our new downtown location at the corner of Georgia Street and Meridian. Game on at the District Tap. How's that?
Fantastic.
The District Tap. Craft beer on tap and damn good food. North at 82nd Street, just east of Keystone at the Crossing, and downtown at the corner of Georgia Street and Meridian. Online at thedistricttap.com.
Hey, it's John from Connecticut. Connecticut water, the absolute best. I was on the northeast side last week. We were shooting a commercial, and Connecticut Joe said, we still have this great deal, and he wants you to take advantage of it. Joe, John, and Dennis put this together, and here's what it is. You get the Premier Series water softener, and for the purchase price of that, you get the K5 in-home drinking water station absolutely free. So you get the best water and then the remarkable K5 in-home drinking water system absolutely free. Ask about it and get that just in time for the holiday season at the two locations, northeast side Castleton, south side US 31 and Southport Road, and online, ConnecticutND.com today.
At Dreyer & Reinbold Infinity, during the Infinity Winter Sales Event, you can purchase the 2019 Infinity QX80 for 0% financing for up to 60 months. Or you can lease the 2019 QX50 Lux all-wheel drive for just $429 per month. VIN KF137222. And you can also lease the 2020 QX60 Lux all-wheel drive for just $469 per month. VIN LC517868. Lease is based on 39 months, $2,500 down, 10,000 miles per year plus taxes and fees. No security deposit. Requires approved credit and $199 dealer dock fee. Offers expire at the end of the month. You can lease the 2019 Infiniti QX50 for $429 and the 2020 QX60 for just $469 a month. Or purchase the 2019 QX80 for as low as 0% APR. At Dreyer & Reinbold Infinity. At I-465 in Keystone, US 31 South in Greenwood, and at DryerReinboldInfinity.com.
Hey, John for BullseyeEventGroup.com, the Colts VIP tailgate. This is how I know I have great listeners, because on other stations, other formats, nobody hangs with us through a break. But you guys do, because you know how I roll, because I give you a chance to win some stuff. How about this? With BullseyeEventGroup.com, the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. 2 passes for you to the best tailgate party ever. Right now at 239-1070. Number 10 is a winner at 239-1070. The best tailgate ever. All you can eat, all you can drink. Skids, Indiana Jones, and me for your entertainment. It is the best. No matter what happens across the street, you're good, because you're a part of the best tailgate party ever to start your game day experience off great. BullseyeEventGroup.com. If you don't win right now, you can get your passes online. Make sure you're there Sunday morning for the Colts VIP tailgate presented by Hayes & Sons Restoration. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
What would you do with the money if you didn't have to pay your house payment for 2 months, especially around the holidays?
That's right, no house payment for 2 months. This is James Hawkins at Golden Oak Lending. Don't let money problems spoil your holidays. You can use the increased value of your home to pay off bills or get cash out.
Why pay 18% credit card interest when Golden Oak's mortgage rates are in the 2s?
If it sounds complicated, it's not. Just call us. We're here in town. We do all the work. The call is free, and we'll tell you in about 10 minutes if you qualify. You have nothing to lose, and we want to talk to you.
Refinance to a low rate, get cash out, and put 2 months of house payments in your pocket. Visit GoldenOakLending.com or call 317-706-GOLD. 706-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending, join my blues.
NMLS 114937, regulated by the Indiana Department of Financial Institutions.
If you're looking for a dependable pre-owned commercial work truck, one name says it all. Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Box trucks, cargo vans, flatbeds. If it's a work truck you need, you'll find it at Indy Trucks. Plus, they're inspected, certified, and come with a 3,000-mile, 3-year repair warranty. Easy to get to and easy to work with at Indy Trucks at 96th and Keystone or IndyTrucks.com. Indy Trucks, we'll be looking for you.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Located out in Danville and serving Hendricks and surrounding counties, owner Danny Reinhardt says this truly is a family business.
My 3 children, Kevin, Corey, and Kim, they all work for me. I have another gentleman that's been with me since I started, Stumpy, and he still works for me. And then Brian come to work for us in 2006, and so we really, truly are a family business.
Give Reinhardt a call at 745-4526. Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
All right, let's get it down with Forum Credit Union. How about this challenge? Are you ready? The savings challenge that not only makes you saving money and makes it easy for you, but gives you a chance to win $1,378. And it's easy. You save money every week, increasing the amount each time. By the end of the year, you have saved over $1,000, and you're entered for a matching $1,378 that you can win. Oh, Forum Credit Union to the rescue again. Stop by a branch location, talk to Kevin, tell him I sent you, or for more info online, forumcu.com.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation, 999-9000.
The Pacers take on the Memphis Grizzlies this evening at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
From playing in a phone booth, becoming a Morse Reservoir All-Star, and earning status as an ambient player, it's time for the best of Coach Rick Venturi with a breakdown of yesterday's game. Brought to you by the District Tap. Craft beer on tap and damn good food. North at 82nd Street, just east of Keystone at the Crossing. And now downtown at Georgia Street and Meridian.
Back on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline before the top of the hour. Let's get back to Rick. All right, let's just say that Devin Funchess fills out that 53-man after Shaq Taylor was cut loose earlier today. How do you think he's going to be implemented?
Well, there's no question about it. That would be a plus. I mean, the one thing I think you could do with Funchess, and let's just hope that Hilton is full speed ready to go. Hilton's like, it reminds me of when I was a young kid, we'd trade baseball cards. You know, you'd take one Willie Mays for 4 somebody else's. You know, Hilton would make all the difference in the world because I don't think either corner can stay with him. I think you can get big plays on early downs against them. Kane ran a post in the first game and beat Jackson. He didn't, you know, we didn't complete it, but we got a 45-yard interference call that set up a big touchdown. So it would start with Hilton, would make us so much better because he is the one guy on our team right now that can pierce a defense and that can get a play over the top and can get a chunk play. Where Funchess would be outstanding, that being known then as the number 2 guy back to the weak side, because what I think will happen, I think they'll put Jackson on Hilton. I think they'll try to play us a lot of man, 8-man front, stop the run, 8-man front defense, man-to-man free, put Jackson, try to see if Jackson can hang on to him, and then it ended up being like Sims over there on the weak side versus Funchess. Now, the one thing that I think Jacoby will do, and I mentioned this the other day in my podcast, I said, you know, if you're I think we said it on the show Friday, if you're Jacoby, who are you going to throw to right now when nobody is on top of anybody, and who are you confident in that will go up and get a 50-50 ball? You tell me. Well, the one thing I do believe, because we saw it in training camp and we saw it early before he got hurt, is Jacoby will throw the fade to Funchess even if there's tight coverage. I do believe that he has faith in pushing the ball downfield to Funchess, and he will back fade him because I think he's the one guy that he feels confident on the 50-50 ball. Otherwise, you know, he's hesitant to throw that ball because I don't think in his own mind, and there's no reason he should have, that your confidence is going to go get one. So obviously Funchess could have a role right now. Anything right now is an upgrade to what we're doing. So obviously that could be a big thing. And at the end of the day, I think you can run the ball at times on this team, but this team is tough down the cylinder. Remember what I said earlier. They are tough down the cylinder, and on third down they are a nightmare. You have to really be able to identify all those different looks. You're going to have to have the offensive line is going to have to handle Wake and Casey and Landry, and then the two linebackers, because they're going to walk up. They're going to be in some configuration of 5, and that offensive line has got to handle whoever comes or whoever drops. And then that running back has got to handle whoever comes off that edge, whether it's Ryan or Vaccaro or Byers. So you got to be really sharp this week because they're going to move it around. It's very, from a coaching standpoint, it's fun to watch. From a preparation standpoint, it's a nightmare. But at the end of the day, all that being said, I think you're going to have to win this game on the outside quarter of the field. I just think you have to with the ball. And so regardless of our limitations, we've got to find a way to do that, even if it's sometimes moving Hines to the outside and making a linebacker come out and get on him and taking your shots to Hines deep. I just think that it's time. It's time. We've got to get out of this rut. We've got to get out of this wagon train offense because I think it'll be I think you'd struggle to beat Tennessee that way.
It's Rick Venturi on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. All right, I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back, reset for the top of the hour. We'll revisit Ryan Tannehill and what you think now he means to this Titans offense that we didn't know about way back at the start of the season, week 2. And if you want to, we'll take some calls. You want to do that?
Absolutely. If anybody's interested, call it in. Yep.
All right, well, I'm going to put you on hold, 239-1070. If you would like to talk to Rick Venturi on the other side, if you have a question, 239-1070. Jimmy will set you up, and then we'll put you in the lineup to talk to Rick coming up on the other side. Remember, too, I bail at 5:30 for the Colts Roundtable, and then the Pacers in Memphis after that. 239-1070. Your question for Rick Venturi and the 5 o'clock hour with Rick. Other side next.
Nelson's Jewelers in Brownsburg, making holidays treasured for 61 years. A little out of the way, but very much out of the ordinary. Come experience the Nelson difference.
Hey, John for PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com today. If you want your real growing hair again, there's a way. It's called PRP, platelet-rich plasma. It does work. If you're losing your hair and you don't want to and you want to do something about it, again, it's PAI. That private consultation today, WeGrowHairIndy.com.
An interesting one on Monday Night Football. The LA Rams welcoming the red-hot Baltimore Ravens out to the Coliseum. Steve Berry from the Sports Plus Network here to tell us what he likes about this one. Steve, what do we think?
Joey, this is going to be a very interesting, very exciting game tonight. Baltimore traveling to the Coliseum. They're laying 3. The total's 46.5. Baltimore coming in at 8-2 after pounding Houston last week. Rams coming in at 6-4 after beating Chicago. The Rams need the game like oxygen. And in a game like this tonight, the only way to win is with information. We have it. We will share it with everyone at no charge. Do not touch this move tonight without calling us first at 1-888-895-6555. Guys, if you called on Thursday, you got the easy winner in Indianapolis, Houston. Same result tonight. Make the call, get the winner, call us back tomorrow to say thank you. It's 1-888-895-6555. Baltimore LA Ram winner free from Sports Plus Network.
Hey, it's John here for the 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving. That's coming up with me and this show on Wednesday. Now, the 2 prior shows are going to do it. I know the morning show is going to be outside of Monument Circle. I think Big Joe is going to be at Payless for his part as well with Evan Williams. I'm going to be at Brothers in Broad Ripple, and we're going to be taking your money. We're going to be taking your money to benefit Army veteran Haley Johnson. In the Army for 9 years, currently the Active Guard Reserve program, where she has been over the past 3 years. Haley and family will benefit from your kindness, and we got a lot going on in the 3 and the 4 and the 5 o'clock hour with me, and then all day long from 9 until 5, your chance to help Haley and family. A great cause. It is our Fansgiving Day, one of my favorite days of the year. The 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving. A variety of things you can win, things you can participate in, and you can join me to help coming up on Wednesday beginning at 3 o'clock at Brothers in Broad Ripple. The 5th annual Evan Williams Bourbon Fansgiving coming this Wednesday on 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. It's hard to imagine, but the holidays are right around the corner, and 2020 will be here before you know it. With mortgage interest rates sitting near all-time lows and home values skyrocketing, there's never been a better time to be looking at a cash-out refinance. We can pay off all your credit cards, lower your monthly mortgage payment, and you skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. Now that's how you start the new year off right. TheHomeLoanExpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, Johnny for Diamonds Direct 2. Season to sparkle. Diamonds Direct got you covered. Diamonds Direct has the gifts women love with all the new expanded selection of rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands, colored gemstones, classic treasures like diamond stud earrings to the latest creations from world-class designers. And here's something that makes it easy to splurge this year. You ready? 3-year zero-interest financing. Pick any item, get the guaranteed best price, pay nothing down, and spread your payments over 3 years and zero interest. For example, a $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $84 a month. It's awesome. 3 years, zero interest going on right now. No pressure, and a great place to make the holiday season happen for you and her. Diamonds Direct, Keystone to Crossing, extended holiday hours, including open every Sunday in December, and always open at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
24 hours a day.
Let's start right there.
7 days a week.
Sounds like we got ourselves a deal here.
The Fans Colts insider Kevin Bowen brings you Indy's best, latest, and greatest team updates. Free access to your favorite team, your favorite players, and your favorite multimedia journalist.
Jacoby Brissett's backup until you make that veteran QB move.
Kevin Bowen. 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. And online at 1075thefan.com.
Hey, call LD Smith Plumbing. Lance and the team helping me out now because my plumbing is an absolute mess. If you have issues or you have slight issues that need to be addressed, Lance and his team, the absolute best. That's LD Smith Plumbing, 317-284-9526, 317-284-9526. And for you listeners of this show out there right now, here's your deal. No emergency service fee for after-hour service this week. So no emergency service fee for after-hour service this week. Tell Lance that I sent you. Again, 317-284-9526, LD Smith Plumbing. Online, ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Butler basketball season is here. Seats start at just $10 for select games. Visit the Hinkle ticket office weekdays from 10 to 4 or online at butlersports.com/buy tickets.
It is the best part of your game day experience. BullseyeEventGroup.com. Titans and the Colts. Get your Colts VIP tailgate passes right now. It is the absolute best. All you can eat, all you can drink. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BV, W228CX, Indianapolis. From playing in a phone booth, becoming a Morse Reservoir All-Star, and earning status as an ambient player, it's time for the best of Coach Rick Venturi with a breakdown of yesterday's game. Brought to you by the District Tap. Craft beer on tap and damn good food. North at 82nd Street, just east of Keystone at the Crossing. And now downtown at Georgia Street and Meridian.
Rick is back. Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. 239-1070 is the number if you want to jump on board. Before I get to some of your questions for Rick on the other side, I did ask you this regarding Ryan Tannehill and the difference he has made being under center for the Titans instead of Marcus Mariota.
I think it's been a huge difference, John. I really do. As Mariota progressed, he didn't progress. Mariota was an athlete playing quarterback. Now, he was a threat. When he ran the ball, he was, outstanding at times, on the run, things like that. But indecisive in the pocket, turn it over, never really improved. Indecisive and inaccurate. Tannehill is an NFL quarterback first, who is an athlete, and as I said, he's playing on house money. Now, again, this team is number one in the red zone, and has a lot to do with that because he is also mobile. I mean, he will run it in on you. He can run the zone read. They don't make it their living, but he can run it in certain situations. If he comes out on a boot pass and you don't set the edge, particularly in the red zone, he'll take it in. He's much more decisive in the pocket. The thing that would trouble me the most going into the game is he is very capable of running a possession offense, and if we choose to play a ton of zone, he can shred that. He's done that in the past. Even against us last year with an undermatched, I went back and looked at it, undermatched Dolphin team, he was 17 of 25, 204, 2 touchdowns, and he had them ahead 17-14 going into the fourth quarter with a lot of ball control. So he's not afraid. He can throw the play pass. Again, this is a guy that has really, to me, he has been the biggest reason. I think he's given them, John, a shot in the arm. I think, they had got as far as they were going to get. I think there was a confidence lag from that standpoint. So it's really important. Now, he's really good with that play action and those boots on first down and getting the ball to Humphreys and the tight end, running those drag routes to Brown and letting him run. But the one thing you got to do, as good as they are on third down defense, they are just as bad on third down offense. If you get them behind an account, their offensive line, which is a good run-blocking line, really has holes. Saffold is just really struggled. They paid him big money. He was really good early in his career with the Rams, but he has really struggled. And if you go back to game one and study it, Autry just killed him. I mean, absolutely killed him. So we have a matchup there. Luan at left tackle right next to him, 77, has really struggled with speed. Houston isn't necessarily a pure speed rusher, but he can turn it on. They had a ton of trouble on their left side when they have to pass. And then on the right side, with the rookie Davis at right guard and with Conklin, what I would do is I would stunt. That would be my stunt side, a lot of exits, Texas, make those guys recover, react, move, pass things off. But on their left side is where you got to beat them. And I just think Autry, I don't think Saffold is any match for Autry, and I think Houston can give Luan fits. So, again, Tannehill has made them tremendously better. I think, again, 4-1 to get to 6-5. I think a lot of it has been him. And so, big challenge, I think, along with the running game and Tannehill, emerging receivers, and a very solid defense. Big challenge coming in here Sunday.
All right, Rick Venturi here, and we'll take some questions at 239-1070 from the callers. So I'll put Rick. And are you ready to go for this? You good?
Absolutely.
All right. Mike is at 239-1070. What's your question for Rick, Mike? Go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Thanks for taking my call, sir. I've watched a fair amount of Titans game this year. The reasons why I can't comprehend, but nonetheless, this Landry, he reminds me a lot of what we hope we have or think we have in Toure. Very similar player in my mind. I think Toure may be a little bit more situational, but Landry seems to be the same kind of player. I think we've lost sight of that injury to Toure, which I think was huge, and we don't talk about it that much because, frankly, Houston and Sheard have played pretty well. But I wanted to get your opinion on that.
No, Mike, that's a great observation. No question about it. And Houston, as good as Houston plays, Houston is really much more of a power rusher, much more of a set you up, speed to power, slip inside. Toure was really looking like he was going to become our speed rusher, our edge guy who could run the edge. And what I envisioned, before he got hurt, was that he would be on that right side and he would be running that edge all day, and Houston would be collapsing thing from the left side. There's no question that is a much bigger loss than people think. And you're right. I think there are a lot of similarities between Landry and Toure. When Chris drafted Toure, he thought that early in his career that he would be more of a DPR or designated pass rusher, which he's been. He hasn't been a great run player, but I think it was coming. Landry is more refined coming out of college. He had, Toure had, really limited. He was more of a basketball player in high school, played at, he really was limited and so he has a high ceiling. Landry, at BC was much more refined, much more highly regarded. A lot of people thought he was a 1. He ended up being a pretty high 2. But he is a guy that really can run the edge and run. His biggest problem, he's just a little bit light. I think Toure has the ability to be, has the growth potential to be bigger. But Landry's biggest issue is if you come right at him, with bigger people, you can impale him, but you can't go to sleep. And, our tackles have had trouble with speed and more trouble than I thought they would. But we have it week in and week out, so don't sleep on him or Wake or Casey.
All right, Rick Venturi at 239-1070. Rod is up next. Rod, what is your question? Go ahead.
Oh, I appreciate you taking my call. Coach Venturi, you're one of my favorite times of the week to listen to. I'd like to ask you, what do you think in regard to Jacoby? Is he becoming a check-down Charlie?
Well, that's, obviously that is the $64,000 question. And I guess the crux of the question, it really centers around, is that him totally, or is that the result of how we're trying to win right now? And I have to tell you, I'm not sure. I'm a little ambivalent. In training camp, I always felt like he was a little. I thought the two things that bothered me about him, as much as I like things about him, I'm not going back on him. But the two things that bothered me in training camp, and I said it then, is there was a little bit of indecision, a little bit of wait for things to clear up, and then there was a little bit of inaccuracy. And when he has the bad game, like last week, then that kind of comes back a little bit. But just remember, after the Houston game, there were people in town saying we'd never take Andrew Luck back. This guy's far superior. He wins us the Denver game with a play I'm not sure any of our quarterbacks could have made for years. And if it's not for that, we're not even in it, to be honest with you. So there's been a lot of good football. I do think a lot of it is how we're trying to win right now, Rod. I think Frank has basically said with our receiver problems, magnified by Hilton not being there, no ones, not really even a 2. I think what he said is we can play defense and win. We can run it, play good special teams, and make just enough throws. And, so I think the issue is that inherently in Jacoby, or is it part of the system? I really can't answer it. I think obviously the next 5 weeks are huge for him because, I think honestly we've seen things that have been terrific with him, and then we see that, a couple of those ugly things raise their head. I like him a lot. I'm not saying that he's Danny Fouts. I tend to think that the way we're playing right now has a big effect on whether or not he's throwing that ball downfield or not.
I said this to you right before you came on Friday, is that I thought that there are times he still kind of looks like he's going through the offense when they were somewhat protecting him, and there are just moments when you're not going to be able to protect him. And I thought that Thursday was one of those moments, and he just looked confused. Somebody had mentioned he took a hit earlier in that game, and maybe there was a reason why, a little helmet-to-helmet action that wasn't called. I don't know, but he looked to me more so than just being restrained by the play calling. He looked hesitant on Thursday, and that's troublesome.
No, there's no question about it. But, and I think you make a point, but I think, I think what's happened is that we've gone back, it's like Back to the Future. I mean, we started out probably nursing him along, making sure that he didn't make the big mistake. And then all of a sudden we started to turn him loose. He started to make some big plays, 326 against Houston the first game, played lights out there. And then as our receiver core has just diminished and there's no separation, our pass protection isn't nearly what it was a year ago. And all of a sudden, as a coach, you start playing tight. You start playing close to the vest. And so now I think it's evolved back that we're playing like you're nursing the quarterback, but I'm not sure it's because of the quarterback. I think it's because of the other factors. Now, I do believe that there is a part of him that is so ingrained on not turning it over that he has to have the perfect scenario to throw it. He's not a wild horse rider. I mean, Andrew was a wild horse rider, particularly on the deep ball. He was going to take one look and if it was close, it was going. Hoyer, who we lost a game because of it, did the same thing. He was going to take his shot downfield regardless. So, we got to find that happy medium. I'm not sure. I think Rod's question is really good. I think your point about nursing him early and nursing him now, but I'm not sure why he's being nursed now. I don't think it's so much as him. I think it's style.
Hey, JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address, too. Here's a question for Rick. This is from James, and James asking, Rick, if you think we have seen the final play of Eric Ebron in a Colts uniform.
That's really an interesting.
Because I said this earlier. I think, that's it. I think it's done.
That's a really good point. The fact that he's taken himself out of it is uncomfortable to me. I'm not challenging it in any way other than it's just uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable when Andrew Luck walked away with a calf injury. I'm uncomfortable. I came from a time and place, that if you could walk, you could play. And it's very hard for me to deal with this. It's hard for me to rest players. It drives me crazy when they give guys days off in training camp. My goodness, I can't stand it. Of course, I think that's one of the reasons you get beat up during the season is you never toughen up in training camp. And I said that then. I'll say that now. I mean, you're going to get banged up if you never hit anybody, and then all of a sudden you get in the season and it's full metal jacket. So, I think that's a strong possibility. I don't think there's any question that the feeling on him today and the feeling on him going into the season is totally different.
It's from Scott. JMV, ask Rick if those of us who are lukewarm to Coach Frank Reich have lost their mind, or if the hesitancy right now with the way things have gone from a coaching standpoint, if that's warranted. That's from Scott.
Yeah, I think we're losing our mind if we get too down on Frank. I said this. I went in great detail on Friday, and I'd be happy to go through it again. As a coach, and I think one of Frank's strengths is he's done a great job of maxing out the talent that we've had on offense. I mean, he's come up with some of the best running game, running design, passing game over a two-season, that I've seen around here. It hasn't even been close. I mean, he's adapted to losing the quarterback and all that stuff. I just think right now that what he is seeing, and I've been in this situation because I've been in it a hell of a lot more than he has. When you're all of a sudden you are really deficient. You are really deficient in a position, and we're deficient in two areas. We're deficient in receiving. We have no separation. I've been saying this even when we were winning, that with the exception of Hilton, we're getting no separation whatsoever. And number two, we are doing not a very good job of protection. We're getting beat off the edge more than we should. Glowinski gets beat by a good player anytime they put one down there. Our blitz pickup has been horrendous. So when you look at our football team, we run the ball well, we play defense well, we potentially are good special teams. We don't throw it worth a damn, and that's not necessarily on the quarterback. So what you say is we're going to win with the other three quarters of the game.
It's Rick Ventura. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group line. We only got a couple minutes left before we have to bail here, Rick. I'm curious, any thoughts you have coming out of last week now? Anything transpire over the weekend? I know that Oakland, it was a gift. The Jets gave the Colts a bit of a gift. They didn't get that from the Bengals against the Steelers, but what else stands out for you? Are you there, Rick?
What you see right now is that basically you got a bunch of teams. I think you can almost say that Buffalo's a given for one spot. It's going to be hard for them to back down. But now what you have is a bunch of mediocre teams at 6-5. I mean, the Raiders are and John has done a great job. He basically is lucky to be 6-5, to be honest with you. And you got Pittsburgh without any offense is 6-5. You got us who's kind of puttering around at 6-5. You got now Tennessee sneaking in there at 6-5. So, you got a bunch of teams for that last spot, assuming that Houston, and I'm not even giving the division to Houston. I'm not ready to do that. But there's a lot of mediocre teams in and around 6-5. And so now this last 5 weeks, it's going to play out. And, and every game now takes on it's almost like win, it's almost like win or go home, coming up here because, somebody's going to slip in. You don't have tiebreakers in a couple situations, so you better take care of business. And I think this is a very tough one this week.
Completely agree. That's Rick Venturi. Absolutely awesome each and every time you come on. Kind of a weird weekend we had to deal with, but basically like last year. I mean, you gotta get it going, and it's really nothing but winning. You may have the margin of error for one, but you better take care of some business. And you look at Carolina. All of a sudden, that looks tougher than it once did. You got some tough games that maybe didn't look as tough a couple of weeks ago, Rick, coming up. So.
Was looking ahead, and honestly, the good news is, and this really includes Tennessee, there is not with the exception of New Orleans at number 10, there is no defense ranked higher than 17 that we play. So, that might be a little bit of break for us on offense.
Always a pleasure, my friend. I appreciate you more than you know, and we'll stay in touch over the course of the week, okay?
All right, John,
Have
really
a great
enjoyed
Thanksgiving. You and the family, a fantastic Thanksgiving.
You too, good man. Talk at you.
It's Rick Venturi on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. And with that, I am finished. I'm going to double back. We'll talk a little bit more about Ebron. There's something there. There's something weird going on there. I'm sorry. Something more than just what we're hearing. Get back to that coming up on tomorrow's show, too. Greg Rakestraw, per usual, tomorrow. We'll talk about the high school finals Friday and Saturday. Remember Fansgiving, brought to you by Evan Williams, the 5th annual coming up on Wednesday. This show will be at Brothers in Broad Ripple beginning at 3 o'clock. Ways that you can help the Haley Johnson family, and I can't wait. All that and more coming up. Butler Mizzou over on 1430. Pacers Memphis, Pat Boylan pregame 6:30. Matt, Joe, Jim, and Frank Reich, Colts round table coming at you, bottom of the hour. Great job, Jimmy. Appreciate you. 93.5 and 107.5 FM The Fan.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like B&W Plumbing and Heating? Well, find that American Standard dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Indiana's best, Andy Moore, Toyota, and Avon. Don't tell anybody that great deals can't be had before the holiday season or around the holiday season, because that means they don't know anything about Andy Moore, Toyota, and Avon. And Ben Mendoza, great deals. What a great gift-giving idea with Ben and the gang at Indiana's Best. Online, AndyMooreToyota.com. Check out the selection or tell them I sent you. 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. One of the best benefits about being in the military is the VA loan program. Interest rates are typically a full point lower. There's never PMI. You can cash out 100% of your home's value to pay off credit cards. And with us paying for the appraisal, you can buy a house and come to closing with no money down. VA eligible? Let's find out how much money we can save you. It only takes 5 minutes at Hero.loan. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Hey, the holidays are here, and FanDuel Sportsbook is doing their part to help you build your bankroll for the holiday shopping season. So right now, new users can join FanDuel Sportsbook and get $20 in free bet credits just for signing up. You heard it right. That's $20 in free bets with no deposit required. And since it's FanDuel Sportsbook, you'll be betting with the best lines anywhere, right? FanDuel's simple, easy interface makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, whether you like teasers, props, parlays, over-unders, or what have you. And when you're ready to claim your $20 in free bets credit, you just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and do it in the App Store, or head to FanDuel.com/Android to be sure to use the promo code JMV. That's essential. Again, the promo code JMV. One last time, download FanDuel Sportsbook and use the promo code JMV. 21 plus, president in the state of Indiana. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. $10 minimum deposit required to withdraw any winnings. Terms apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
At Dreyer & Reinbold Infinity, during the Infinity Winter Sales Event, you can purchase the 2019 Infinity QX80 for 0% financing for up to 60 months. Or you can lease the 2019 QX50 Lux all-wheel drive for just $429 per month. VIN KF137222. And you can also lease the 2020 QX60 Lux all-wheel drive for just $469 per month. VIN LC 517868. Lease is based on 39 months, $2,500 down, 10,000 miles per year plus taxes and fees. No security deposit. Requires approved credit and $199 dealer dock fee. Offers expire at the end of the month. You can lease the 2019 Infiniti QX50 for $429 and the 2020 QX60 for just $469 a month. Or purchase the 2019 QX80 for as low as 0% APR at Dreyer & Reinbold Infiniti, at I-465 in Keystone, US 31 South in Greenwood, and at DryerReinboldInfinity.com.
Best party ever, best pregame party, best tailgate, BullseyeEventGroup.com. Before the Titans and the Colts game, you got to make sure your game day experience is already made. State-of-the-art Bullseye Event Center. It is right across from Lucas Oil Stadium. You're going to love it, too. All you can eat, all you can drink. DJ Skids, DJ Indiana Jones, me, and so much fun. You cannot imagine it unless you've been there. And if you've been there, you know you got to be there. Get those passes for Sunday, 10 a.m. The door is open. BullseyeEventGroup.com.
Hey, it's Pete the Planner here. Before the year ends, you'll want to take advantage of this great gift idea for giving and receiving. It's Indiana's College Choice 529 Savings Plan. For Indiana residents, it's a tax-advantage way to save for any eligible school, including tech schools and trade schools, plus traditional four-year colleges. Open an account or make your contributions by December 31st, and you could receive a 20% Indiana state tax credit up to $1,000. $1,000. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and this is a wonderful way to prepare for the years ahead. It's Indiana's College Choice 529 Savings Plan. Giving is receiving.
Non-qualified withdrawals may be subject to federal and state taxes and penalties. Benefits are subject to eligibility requirements. Read the disclosure booklet carefully at collegechoicedirect.com before investing.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's Big Joe. Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next one free. No limits and 0% financing for 36 months. Call 317-659-8191 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Four Winds $59 Cyber Monday room sale is back. Purchase voucher by December 10th. Stay between January 1st, March 31st, 2020. Visit fourwindslakeside.com for details.
Sports gamblers, let's go. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 to Bet Indiana right here on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Drew Brees, NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, here with Bugs Bunny to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body and your mind.
So what do you like to throw around the football like Drew?
Skateboard.
Play Frisbee in the park.
Ride a bike.
Kick the soccer ball around.
Or dance in your room.
Just move it your way.
Because nothing makes you feel better than moving every day.
And that makes you part of a winning team.
So be a player.
You'll have more energy to do the things you like to do.
Move it your way and be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's right, at letsmove.gov. Let's hear that one more time, Doc. That's www.letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
It takes everyone in the community working together to create a brighter future. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Visit liveunited.org to learn how you can help.
Welcome to Colts Roundtable Live, presented by Citizens Energy Group.
Right side give goes to Marlon Mack. Cuts into the end zone. Touchdown, Marlon Mack. Steps up, and he's going to be hit from the side, and he's going down. That's a sack. Darius Leonard, the maniac.
Citizens Energy Group is proud to be the Colts conservation partner. Find winning conservation tips at citizensenergygroup.com.
Goes over the middle. It is caught. A touchdown. Eric Ebron over the middle. Ebron from 10 yards away.
Now here's Matt Taylor, the voice of the Colts, from the Power Home Solar Radio Studio.
Welcome into Colts Roundtable Live tonight, presented by Citizens Energy Group. Proud to be the Colts conservation partner.
Find winning conservation tips at citizensenergygroup.com. I'm Matt Taylor, and we're back tonight. After the Colts had a long weekend off, the team is now gearing up for Week 12 against the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. The Colts fell to the Texans last week on Thursday Night Football. They're now 6-5 on the season, still very much alive to make the playoffs, but one game back now of the Texans, who are in first place in the AFC South. As of now, the Colts sit at 8th place in the AFC playoff standings. The Steelers and the Raiders are ahead of them by virtue of their head-to-head wins over the Colts earlier this season. So the Colts need some help down the stretch with 5 games to go, but they also need to start taking care of business. The Colts have lost 3 of their last 4 games, and it starts on Sunday against the Titans, who are also 6-5 and still alive to make the playoffs on their end as well. They've won 4 of their last 5 games with Ryan Tannehill as their starting quarterback, and they routed the Jaguars on Sunday 42-20. So we'll talk about that game coming up. And we'll also talk about the news of the day, unfortunately, with the Colts having to place tight end Eric Ebron on IR today. He's set to have surgery on both of his ankles. He's been on the Colts injury report since Week 9, so unfortunately his season is over. And in reaction to that, the Colts have signed tight end Ross Travis. He was with the Colts in training camp in the preseason, played in 4 games back in 2017, and then missed all of last season with a torn ACL in that 2018 preseason finale game in Cincinnati. So we'll talk more about that coming up in the game and the matchup on Sunday against Tennessee in segment 2 with former Colts Jim Sorgi and Joe Wright. So we also want to hear from you tonight as well. You can submit your questions on Twitter by using hashtag Colts Roundtable. And we start off tonight with our visit with head coach Frank Reich in studio with us now. This is presented by Citizen.